Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do a first impression with all new makeup. Everything is brand new. I have not used it. And I think I'm just gonna go for a more bright summertime look and we'll see where we go from here. First I'm gonna go in with this Bobbi Brown foundation stick. It looks like this. I got this in the shade Warm Ivory. And I'm just going to put this all over my face. And I'm going to go in with this damp beauty sponge. I'm going to squirt it with some Fix Plus. And I'm just going to bounce this right on into my skin. That's pretty, I'd say a light to medium coverage. I'm sure you can build it up, but I'm not wanting to add more of that on top. I'm going to go in with this Clinique Beyond Perfecting 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. I'm just going to put this right on top of that. Okay, now all of that is blended in, and I'd say it's a pretty full coverage foundation. And it is pretty dewy, naturally so. I think I'm going to have to set that. But before I do, we're just going to go ahead and get right on into the eyes. Go right on in with this Festival palette by BH Cosmetics. I'm just going to use some translucent powder to set my eyelids because there aren't really any really neutral matte shades in this palette. This is what the palette looks like. Going in with this M513 brush, I'm going to tap into the shade Escape right here, this top copper shade. And I'm just going to slowly start patting that in to my crease. And using what is left on the brush, I'm just going to work my way up. Now with this shade Hippie, I'm going to use that same brush and I'm just going to swap this on the top outer part of my crease. I just kind of want to make the orange a little deeper. Or brighter, I should say. I thought I was recording and I wasn't, so I'll have to repeat myself. Okay, I said going in with this dark shade here called Hipster and this Morphe E18 brush. It's a short stubby pencil brush. And I'm going to pack this dark shade on the outer portion of my lid and crease. Just going to blend that in and up into that fire orange. Just a little, just to deepen up that outer part. Going back in with that first brush that we used with the orange, just gonna blend that out a little. Now with this little brush here, it's a G18 brush from Morphe. I'm gonna tap into some of the Shape Tape concealer I put on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna carve out my eyelid. And I think I've gone a little bit crazy, but I want to go in with this bright, sparkly teal shade here. Darn. Look. It got all over me. Oh well, if this is too crazy then we'll just take it off and redo it, right? Oh, Lord. I just barely touched that shade and look. It's like, it's a very, like a wet shade. So I may have some fallout, but that'll be okay. I'm just going to take that same brush that I started with, the concealer, and pack that right over top of the concealer. So far, I haven't had a lick of fallout with this palette. Zero. Okay, this pigment has went on really good with the brush. So I'm just going to take it with my finger and pat right on top of what I did with the brush. Using your finger versus a brush will always intensify the color. And then I'm just going to use my brush to pat that back down. That's very pretty. Okay, I'm going to do the same to my other eye and I'll be right back. Now that both eyes are finished with the lid, I'm going to show you how I went back and cleaned up around the lid. I just got this teeny weeny liner brush and it's from BH Cosmetics. It is the number 12 brush. And this brush was only, I think, $2 or $3 and it is so worth it. What I did was I went in with this hippie shade here, which is the brighter orange. I dipped my brush in it and I went straight over the top of that teal shade. That way it just kind of cleans up around the edges. I did that to both eyes. And then I just went back in with this E18 brush in that dark brown shade and hit that outer corner there just to deepen up all of it. I think I need to do a little bit more here. Yes, okay. And guys, I am so excited to try this concealer. I watch Tati every time she uploads just about it, and she has talked about this concealer a few times. Oh man, look what I did. Goodness, let's see if this will pat out. Oh, okay. And Tati compares this to her Shape Tape. And I have Shape Tape and I like it a lot. It's very full coverage. But as I'm applying this, I do see that Shape Tape is a little more thick than this. This isn't too thick at all. And this is in the shade 1N Extra Light Neutral. Accurate. And we're just gonna use that same sponge to blend all of this in. Now with this powder puff, I'm going to go in and set my under eye with this translucent powder by Estee Lauder. And I'm just going to set my T-zone with this, because we can't be all late. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh wait, y'all see these bristles? This brush should be ashamed. Well, my goodness, are these ever going to come off? I'm just going to blend out a little bit more with this brush that I used the orange with. I'm going to go in with that first shade here and that little fat brush and bring it under my eye. And I'm going to hit the inner corner with this blue shade. Well, I guess the underneath inner corner. And for the actual inner corner, I'm going to use this NYX pigment. It is in 20, the shade 20, Pig 20. Is that the shade name? Pig? Okay. I'm going to squirt some Fix Plus on this brush. And I'm just going to pop that right on. And I'm going to pop a teeny tiny bit right on the very, very center of my eyelid. Now with this Morphe R10 brush, and this is the very best brush for contouring and bronzing even, and I'm just going to dip into that BH Cosmetics contour palette and carve out these cheeks. And whenever I contour, I guess I'm contouring and bronzing at the same time. I'll start out with my contour line here, going straight from my ear down. And then as I'm doing that, I'll just go up a few times and just kind of blend the pigment up. You don't ever want it coming below that line because it won't be a contour anymore. Is there powder on my face? Okay, guys, I don't know if I like that powder. The translucent. It is this by Estee. Ugh, it's falling out. Estee Lauder. It looks like that. It looks like it's still shiny. I don't know what's going on with that. With what's left, I'm just gonna hit my jawbone, then bring down my neck. Okay, I don't know how I'm liking my under eye in this. It looks weird in the viewfinder, but in my camera, Lord, in my mirror. For blush, I'm gonna go in with this M530 brush and this new blush 10 color blush palette by BH Cosmetics. It looks like this. And I think this one right here has some sheen to it, and this one is matte, but they're basically the same color. So I'm going to put them both together because I want it to be a little glowy for the summertime. Then as I've patted this in like on my cheeks, on the apples, and then upward, I'm just going to kind of mix in with that contour. I like to always pat blush first because you never know what it's going to come off as. You don't know how much it's got on your brush, and you do not want to look like a clown. So now that that is finished, I'm going to dip into Magical here and maybe even mix it with a little bit of Spirit, these two. With this Morphe M510 brush, and just pop that on the tops of my cheeks. That is so pretty. Wow. That Spirit shade especially is... I just wiped all the pigment off of this brush that I used to pack on that teal shade. And recently I've been liking this to highlight with down the center of the nose. So I'm just gonna... I've tried quite a few techniques to highlight the nose, and I believe out of all of the ones I've watched, I believe Carly Bobbles is my favorite, just to highlight here, stop, and then do a dot there. I believe that's my favorite on the nose. Which is oh so hairy. Oh well, we'll deal with it. You know, I wanted to film videos for so many years, and I did sometimes. I filmed them on my phone, prop the phone up on my dresser drawer, pull it out just a little bit, prop my phone up, and then I would make excuses like, oh, my eyebrows aren't done. Oh, I didn't film with a real camera. Oh, I'm too young. Oh, this, oh, that. People are going to think this. People are going to think that. So I ended up never filming a video until, I guess I never really got the courage to upload until I got grown, and then realized that, hey, this makes me happy. I want to do it. So I did it. So do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Don't worry about what other people think. Because in the end, if they're talking bad about you for doing something you want to do, then there's not a problem with you. There's a problem with them. Right? This is the Estee Lauder pencil in blonde, and This is new, and I have used it, but only once, and it's because I ran out of my other one. So we'll just act like I did. I really like this. It's really, really super duper creamy. See the difference in them? Happy? Sad. What I do, I just draw a line right under, starting at the front. And I'm letting my brows grow a little thicker. This one has had a little more trouble thickening up in this area, but I think we're getting there. You want to get up close and personal? Here, let's get up close and personal. Okay. What I always do is I start out with my lower lip. Ignore the crustiness. See, my lips are so uneven. And by the way, this is Covergirl Lip Perfection 205 Smoky. Now with this NYX something lip cream, I think is what it is. It's going to go in right on top. Then on top of that, I'm going in with this Revlon Color Stay Gloss in 535 Eternal Blossom. This little brush here, I got it in an Ipsy bag, and it is called the Luxie 207 brush. And with my contour palette, the first shade in there, I'm just gonna, I've realized that when I just do slower strokes down the sides of the nose with the contour shade, it doesn't move my foundation around. And I feel like if I just blend like that, it moves my foundation around. And I don't like that as much. So now I'm just gonna pat, stroke again, pat. My dog's about to bark. Maybe don't. Okay, that's a little intense. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's intense. Using this powder puff and that banana powder in that palette, I'm just gonna go along the sides of that contour. And even though this is powder, I'm still gonna put my sponge over top to kind of blend everything out seamlessly. Okay guys, what y'all think? Oh, I don't have mascara on, darn. Or eyeliner. Lord. I'm just going in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black mascara, which is Jaclyn Hill's all-time drugstore fave. Mine too. I don't have any falsies because I used them all, so we're just gonna use our own. We're gonna go all natural. And I find that looking down into a mirror and applying mascara is much easier because your lashes aren't up, they're looking down. And it's less likely to become messy or make a mistake. Because you know, once you do your whole makeup and then you get to mascara and you mess up and it gets all over your face, you're like, seriously? Well, I am. Yay! Eyeliner is on! Okay, y'all, now I'm serious. This is really the finished look. I don't think I forgot anything else. If I did, let me know. But, so, okay, everything I tried, except for Everything I've tried except for the NYX on the lips and the mascara and the eyeliner. Those 3 things aren't a first impression, but everything else is. And so my first impression on everything is good. I really like it. The foundation, I could tell it was a little dewy when I put it on, but right now, I mean, it looks healthy. It looks good. It doesn't look completely matte, but it does look good, and I guess as I wear it, I will be able to tell if I truly like it, but I'm sure I will because I've heard a lot of good things about it. So, if you like this video, then please like it and comment and subscribe and follow me around. I will have all of these products that I use linked in the description box below. So, I will see you guys later. Bye. My leg hurts. I'm sitting on the ground. Okay, let me